Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Oh? Hi! I think I'm live. Yay! They can see and hear me! That's awesome! Ah! Great! And no echo! Wow! That feels great! Echo, echo, echo. Is that like Ola Salo, the Ark, I guess? Ah, fasen! This is nice! First win. Okay, so I've been quite nervous because last time I streamed it was like a complete cluster fudge, very sticky situation. And today I'm here, I seem to be streaming, and I've looked through OBS, and I think I understand more of it now. So if I do like this, we should be streaming stuff from Maya. Oh! Nice! Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't mean to cause you auditory pain, so to speak. Good morning from across the pond and welcome everybody. This is Albin. Ben, he's supposed to be on vacation. I noticed on Dropbox that there pop up a few notifications about files being updated. So, I mean, I hope he can rest as much as possible. And because he have had a rough time lately. And yeah, I'm back from vacation. I had a lovely vacation. I went to see some art exhibitions and had some good food and spent time with family and friends and got some sun. And yeah, it's been lovely. Oh, ship so tall, is that a growth on its side? It is indeed a growth on its side. And we will talk about this growth in a minute. First, I want to bring up something else. Because this is the 1st of August, which means that if you are following us on Tribes, which I hope you do, and I really appreciate everyone who does, you should have been getting a lot of interesting and fun stuff. I mean, these things are kind of crazy, actually. So what we see before us is the magpie and the... I can't remember how you pronounce it. Arcicus. I'm sorry about botching the name. But it's part of the themed releases we've been doing lately. That is going to tie into the next Kickstarter that we're going to run. Or next campaign, rather. And it's the Expendable campaign. So this is part 3, where you get this... oh, man. My brain is not braining. Let's see now. I had prepared a site where I can check stuff like this. Oh, it's the wrong one. Here we go. Aurochs. Well, something with an A at least. It's a barge that you can load a bunch of stuff on and send it away into space and get paid for the payload, so to speak. And on top of it, there's the Magpie, which is a control module vehicle, or whatever you call it, that you use to steer this Aurochs. And John has also been doing a great job of producing some terrain tiles for GridForge. This looks really cool. I can't remember if I have a few examples. Give me a second. I'll be right back. So let's see now. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. So I made a hotkey for switching between different stuff. Maybe we should go to... Oh, that one could work, I guess. Do you see? Ah, it's a bit overexposed, I guess. So this is an earlier version of terrain tiles that are multi-material versions that John has been doing earlier. This one I don't think is part of the Tribes release this month, but this is going to be part of the campaign though. I have those images right here. So the flat rocks, or rocky flats rather, is one part, and it's like 16 different variations increasing in size, so you can have a maximum of 4x4 grid tile. Then he also made some really cool rocky boulders, as you can see here, and they are incorporated in a nice terrain flats, and you get some cool terrain to hide behind, because all this stuff, the way it's tying together, is supposed to be for the later Expendable campaign, as I mentioned earlier. And I mean, of some reason I'm getting a bit of credit for thinking up this stuff. Unfortunately I haven't been involved very much in the actual development lately, but the original idea was that I see all these 3D printed ships and stuff all around me, and I'm thinking, man, they are so fun and cool, and I just want to see them being played and used with, not consensually, so to speak. And oh, Shergo's saying that he can't see the files for the boulders. I'm gonna have to check this after the stream. That's interesting. Yeah, I will have a look at it. But what I was saying about the thought behind all of this was that I was reading some history about Games Workshop, how they started making like tabletop games in a little studio apartment workshop basically, and then they started to make games that could be, when they were first to use like the D&D license in England, and then they started to write their own stuff, and they used like what's it called, White Dwarf, to spread the information about it and stuff like that, and different way to play it. And I thought, man, it would be cool if we had our own playable campaign with a themed release from Tribes that escalates or into a campaign. So that's kind of the original thought about it. And then John and Ben has been doing a fridge of a job realizing all of this, and it looks so dang cool. I should actually... Oh, I can't do that. Ah, no. How do I fix that, I wonder? I don't want to move the camera, but I maybe... Ah, never mind. It's starting to get assembled here in the studio. The different parts of the... what would you call it? Space station. And or mining station, or whatever you call it. And it looks super cool. And I will later on add some stuff to that, I guess. I'm just gonna read a little bit of the chat. 1 second. Okay. So we'll have a look at the release for the flats, the rocky terrain stuff later on. But I see a comment here from Aerospace Smith. The single leg change filament swap on the flat terrain makes a nice effect and can be done on basically any printer without an AMS. Yeah, I've been testing to print some AMS this week, and I've never done that before, and it's a bit daunting to me, but John has been expertly handling all of these models, so I just basically need to press print, and out awesome stuff comes out. I can show you manually. Wait a second. I'm not sure we could do like this. Okay, I'm full screen now. Oh. I should really look in OBS when showing stuff, because I have no clue what shows up in the delay. Okay, so back to it. Yeah, so basically the comment saying that it works without an AMS, and I am sure it is completely correct. Jon has thought of everything. Consensual, of course. No ships are abused here. Yeah, thank you, Overboard. I hope that's the case. Blasted Semiflange say, Dog Jeffries, strange. Everything is up there except... Oh, good. I did something else. And there's a question from some 785. So, question for chat. Does everyone paint their ship hulls, or do you multicolor print them? And Doug Jeffries said no. No. Overboard said he's printed again in silver and painting now. And Doug said that he's not painting yet, maybe one day. Yeah, I know that struggle. Okay, stuff like that. Hate wasted 3D material prints from the AMS. Yeah, I get what you're saying, man. Paint prints. Magpie is just over 8 hours to print at 0.2 nozzle without supported clips. Okay, that's cool. So, speaking of which, here's the Magpie. I took some photos of it earlier this week. And if you joined the stream earlier, you should have seen a trailer. That's a short that I made about how I assemble this queen, this beautiful piece of art that Ben has made. So this is like a control vehicle for the larger barge that you can detach and move around with. So here are both of them, and they look stunning, I think. Ben has done a wonderful job, and they will play part in the coming missions. So there are 2 missions quite what would you say, almost finished writing, and then there will be a 3rd one, I think. The thing is that unfortunately I'm not quite up to date with all of these things, because as you saw on the thumbnail, I'm going to work on finishing the deliveries for AC Fleet, so I'm kind of out of the loop here. But I mean, you can really see the inspiration. This is like the flanges and the engine compartments makes me think of the first Alien movie, and it's really cool stuff. There we go. So the campaign, it's gonna be it's gonna start on the 14th of August, and I'm just gonna drop a link in the chat. You can find all the links of our current running productions in the description below if you want to check stuff out. You should also consider joining our tribes for these wonderful releases that I can't. Oh man, that's a very long link. Well, check the description below at least if you want to know what we make and how we make them and how we can get in contact with our products. Sam is not joining twice. What a shame. But I appreciate you joining once. Let's see now. Yeah, I agree with you, man. That thing is an absolute beauty. Yeah, exactly, dog. Like and subscribe, please, for the love of God. Gods, if you believe in Asian gods, I almost said Acid gods, I guess. Let's see now. So, what are we seeing in front of us? This is the mission module for the Ratatosk. And yeah, it's a bit of a chunker, I have to say. The idea with this one is that you have the Ratatosk with a thing here that I've hidden in my layers. Where did I put you? Here we go, Ratatosk pouch. Here we go. So this is the standard deployment of the Ratatosk. I can do it like... okay. And if you want to increase your capacity, so to speak, you can install a mission module. And we are calling it a pouch in the scene. But that would mean that you basically remove these sections of the hull that are detachable. And then you install this monstrosity. So at the moment I've increased the size of it from the original one. And I pushed it out, I think, like, was it a full inch or half an inch maybe? And changed the geometry from the original depictions that you may be used to from the campaign. And I added some detailing that I reused from other parts of the ship, so it looks a little bit more interesting. And basically what I am doing now, I'm focusing on one layer that's going to be attached to deck 4 of the Ratatosk. So basically you would have the Ratatosk, maybe I can do it like this instead. Select the whole layer and pouch. So this piece, this is not an airlock area, but if you imagine there being an airlock, I think it might be a deck above or below. You would be able to get into this section that is detachable in lore, basically. And we are going to make it basically a cargo container for this one. Basically, we're going to make cargo walls. And put some clip holes along the bottom so that you can attach a GridForge grid and install your own floors. So that's going to be the basic outlook or the basic configuration of this space, so to speak. And yeah, I've started to pick out and reuse some paneling here that we're gonna install, and I have to basically remake a lot of the stuff to make it fit with the pattern, but I think it's gonna be just fine. And I'm gonna have to check on the, what do you call it, the chat as well. Let's see now. I'm joining tries. Got to cover the camouflage, just waiting for the payment to go through. Oh, nice. That looks like it would be mess up with the ship thrust vectors. Yeah, it's not great if you want to adjust your position going downwards with these RCS thrusters. So I'm thinking, I haven't really decided how to make it yet, but I aligned some RCS thrusters. Let's see now if I can get to the proper groups here. And I think it's this direction. So the ship is not technically aligned to the center of the scene, so that matters because I want to align stuff to the grid. Oh, Jesus. So if I look from the top here, that's why I have had it off kilter from the ship, so I could use some tools and stuff that is native in Maya. But basically, I'm thinking about adding RCSs to the mission module to compensate for this one basically being unusable, I think. That's the thought, at least. It might be a bit weird to have that capability in a mission module, I thought at first, but that might be my brain just thinking about the boarding container that I've been oh, yeah, that's right, the boarding container. I'm just gonna show it real quick because I printed it out and finished it off. So Shift F3, here we go. Oh, I made hotkeys for OBS so I can switch between scenes. So I don't need to open OBS and do stuff. I can just click stuff. And I know we showed this last week, but we didn't have all the pieces installed then. So the weird things that looks like antennas and stuff like that, these are the magnets that attaches to the hull of your victim, and then you open the doors, and you get to look at some real dental issues. Let's see now. Oh, here we go. So you get a saw blade to your hull that's gonna cut through, and I think it's room for, let's see now, I think it was 20 troops inside this thing. Oh, where's the light? There's the light. So here you got a bunch of seats, and in the corner here you have the control panel. So this is what I imagine one of the troops is gonna control all these RCS thrusters to micromanage this hunk square box with an attitude thing. And if I take it apart a little bit, I can remove the interior. It's a nice GridForge grid and a lot of tiles. So as you can tell, these are the new jump seats that's compatible with GridForge. And it's a bit tight, but here we go. So I made them with the next generation grid tiles assembled together. And this is also an alternate version of the next generation grid tile. This is a double panel floor type instead of the currently single panel one. And as I remove the floor here, I'm gonna show you what it looks like without the floor, because I thought, well, if you have RCS thrusters and that's your main way of moving and maneuvering, you should have some RCS tanks as well. Ah, man, it's difficult to get the proper light here. So I basically integrated into the floor some RCS tanks and some compressors at the front here that you control with the control panel. And then you have some electricals at the top here, at the rear of the vessel. Yeah, there we go. So that stuff should be up on the store. For those of you who joined us in the Aesir campaign and bought it as an add-on. Oh man, that's hot. The temperature, not me. Ah, thank you, Blasted. It was... I really liked the idea, but I got a little bit depressed almost when I realized the size, because it completely changed the proportions that I had in mind originally. Because I made it so that it can attach basically at the same point as... let's see now. Is it updating? Yeah. The mission module. So you could, instead of having a mission module here, instead install a container and send it to a non-divisor opponent, basically. And that is inspired by the, I think, is it like the FedEx containers in Expanse? Really, I find it as a really funny way to handle stuff, like a modern or sci-fi version of a Trojan horse, basically. Yeah, it was like, ah, man, this is not the proper proportions, and it's way too big. And then I just pushed through it and got some encouragement from Ben, and now I think it's kind of cool, actually. It is a hunk of metal, or plastic PLA in this case, but it is kind of fun. A lot of moving parts, and it tells a story, I guess. Let's see now. Careful that those OBS hotkeys aren't also hotkeys in Maya, or you regret it. You may bet money on that I have checked this several times before I started this stream, because I've been terrified of starting a stream today. I was traumatized since the last time, the echo incidents. Oh my god, that was horrible. I'm so sorry that you had to experience this. And what else did I miss? I had been thinking you'd drill through the doors. Well, yeah, sure, absolutely. That's probably easier. So that might be a good idea. If you can drill drill through the doors. If you can drill a wall, you can drill a door. Yeats wrench. If you understood that reference. You're old and I like you. Well, I kind of suck at references, unfortunately. So I didn't understand it. And I... we'll have to look it up and see what it's about, I guess. You wouldn't like me, Sam. I couldn't recognize a dodgeball, a reference to save my life. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So, maybe I should actually start doing some stuff instead of just talking and being me. I can't escape that, and you can't either. Oh, I guess you could turn off the stream, though. I should behave. So, the mission for today. I think I've shown everything, right? Yeah. Is to make this make sense. So, what we got here is thoughts. I'm basically sketching with the geometry at this point. Let's see. reusing tiles and stuff like that. This though is kind of an oddball when it comes to dimensions, because I think it's like is it 1.5 inch wide? And when I say if it's 1.5 inch wide, I'm talking about the wall, of course. So you can see here the grid system we have set up in when we work in Second Dynasty is based on the inches. So all the light gray lines, they are dividers for 1 inch, and then I can split it up in a quarter, 8, 16s, 32, whatever. And as you can see, 1 plus a quarter, 2 quarters is 1.5 inches, and that's kind of an odd size. We usually prefer to stay within the inches if you make big structures like this. So that means that we need to make a wall that is instead of 2 inches wide like these are, 1.5 inch. And what I've done here is that I have extruded along this line for the length that we want. This means that I will maintain the heights of the different detailing. So here's, for example, is a camphor in the pattern, and here are the lines from the core support that runs through all this scaffolding, and I can just reuse those lines, so to speak. I might actually want to use the cut tool and cut along here for additional information, so to speak, so that I know what I'm working with. And I have this bound to a short key. Usually if you use Windows in Maya, you might use this modeling toolkit, for example. I personally try to use shortcuts as much as possible, and if I can't use a shortcut, I try to write scripts and use them on the hotbar. That enables me to, for example, let's say that I want all of these colors selected. So in this button here, I've pressed a bunch of scripts to actually select all the same colored tiles in one object. You can do this natively in Maya, but it's going to select everything in a scene that's the same color, so that's kind of a pain. That's why I love meld scripting and Python in Maya, because it actually makes it usable, I guess, for my ideas at least. And yeah, so this is also something interesting. Or interesting is not the right word, but I'm gonna copy something. Let's see now. John, see now. Now you see me, now you don't. So we're gonna start a program that's called PureRef. And here you can see something that I've sketched out. So basically, those lines that I added in here before also were earlier missing. So that's gonna be the base for this shape here, the top line basically. The same with the bottom here. So what we want is these details here that kind of mirrors, but in an angle and shifted around from these different panels. So it's gonna be a, what would you call it? Interpretation, I guess. So this is my reference that I'm using. Just some thoughts of how I want to cut it up, basically. What I could do is also use the power toy tools, or what it's called, to make this. I can't remember the Windows Control T. Yeah. So Windows Control T makes this be on top of every window that I use. If I want to use it as a reference, so I don't need to open different stuff and get kicked out of my preview. Oh, Okay, so this is interesting. What you see here is the other screen that I use for more detailed control. So this is like an outline with a list of everything that exists in the scene. There are different layers here, and you can do some detailed adjustment of transformations through these windows. And I don't have it on my main screen because I want free estate to just move around and look at stuff and feel it in. And then I use the other screen when I want to do that detailed work. It is quite in the way for you guys though when I actually use this, because the overlay is from what do you call it, OBS. So it just grabs this window as information, which is neat, but yeah, I can't see it, but you can, and now we all can see stuff that's going on. Yes. Comments. I'm planning it as a rescue pod. Nice. That bless the sound floor. Sorry, I had dropped almost all my subscriptions when I got late. Oh, shoo! I didn't realize that, Shergold. I'm so sorry. Man. Strange times we're living in. Really strange. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't know this. Okay, so it might be good to just cut the shapes out, and we can use an orthographic view for that. The problem though is that it's showing it from the right side, so I'm gonna switch it to the left side instead, so it mimics what we see over here. And I also kind of want the other walls here that I previously used as a reference, like that or something. We can move it around, and then we can turn on shaded mode and turn off the wireframe on shaded. There's one issue though. We get this piece here, that's the part of this wall. So basically what I want to do is isolate, let's go to select shell instead. All of this plus that one for a better perspective of what we're dealing with. So I can turn off the grid on 9. That's a hotkey I set up. I'll just have a look. So basically, this piece, it's gonna be somewhere here, match up with the middle. This piece is not gonna be shaped like this. It's gonna mimic this shape here. It's gonna rise, cross over a bit, and then drop like that. And that makes me wonder on what coordinates these cuts has been made earlier. So if I turn on the grid, you can see here they are not quite aligned with the grid, as you can see, which is kind of interesting. So I need to figure out at what angles these are cut, and you can do that in a multitude of ways. What I like to do, and I think is comparable to Blender as well, because I've been trying to use Blender a little bit lately due to work on that movie studio, is that you want basically a ruler to cut along. You can snap to angles, of course, but sometimes you have unknown angles that you want to cut along, and that means that you need to use existing vertex data to reference. So if you take this piece here and just slide it over and pull it to the front, we see something interesting. Well, not quite, but we get this ruler basically. And Maya is kind of weird. Because say that I have this face, And I'm just gonna move this one here because I actually need to select something here. This is one of the few times I actually use this tool because I can't set this number through other means that you can do in Blender. But I'm gonna put like 10 or something like that, maybe less, 5 degrees angle. This is a quick select tool. So every angle that's connected and has less than 5 degree difference between the next face is being selected. So that's very useful for selecting large swatches of areas. Let's go less. Okay, they are at the same plane. So if I go into my cut tool, usually I can hold in V, middle mouse click, and drag. And since this is a separate object and I can use these vertices as a guide, I can cut straight through and get the perfect angle. And I might just repeat that for this area here. Let's see now. So this one is already cut along one of the what would you call it? Grid lines. So there is a line that goes straight through here that matches up with the pattern that originally exists. That means that I basically want this cut now instead. Can I do it like this? I wonder. No, I can't. Here we go. So along here, I want to cut now instead, because this one already exists, the vertical one. So what I do is I turn on the select by angle, change it to like 2 degrees or something like that. And so that's because I don't want to cut unnecessarily on the wall next to it. So that's why I select all these faces and that are gonna be cut. Control Shift X for entering the cut tool. Hold in simple V for snapping to vertices. And here comes one of the issues that you might get, which is very unfortunate when it comes to Maya. There are a few bugs. So you see that I could do that cut right here without problem using this geometry as a reference. I can't do it here anymore for some reason. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna try and deselect and select again and see if that helps. And it didn't. It might be because there is geometry on the back side. So, there we go. It actually worked. Woohoo! We got these angles. And you can see there is a highlight here. The edge is highlighted. I set up Maya so it shows open edges. So this is basically a border. It means that I can just separate here because they are cut through using the cut tool. You can set up the cut tool so it doesn't do that, but I use it the cut through functionality more than not, so I have that as standard because I can easily just select everything that's detached, and by a shortcut Alt-Shift-M in my case, I can merge all vertices. So now if I try to select a continuous area, I get everything instead. Okay, so we know that these angles, they are correct. We know that these angles are not correct because they cut through the grid line here. So I'm gonna remove those. Control Shift Delete, Control Delete, I mean. You can just delete them straight up if you want to, but if I do that with a delete button, you get residual vertex data or whatever that you would have to delete manually instead. If I do the Control Delete, it deletes everything that's selected when it comes to vertices and stuff like that. And I also find this kind of interesting. makes me think that the line wants to be in line with the vertical cut. We'll get back to that, I guess. So, okay. Oh shit. Is that correct? Did I use this one? I used this one. Oh, where did I put the... So, another interesting point here is that there should be a gap here. So what I've cut out is basically this angle here and this angle here. We need to determine how far to the right these lines need to be. So these positions here, basically. I'm gonna freeze transform here for a second and move it out of the way. Yeah. So basically, I think we can just delete these two. Yeah, that's correct. And then I can move it along here until I find a proper distance between here, I guess. And we will get back to that. Because now I'm kind of curious. Oh. Mm-hmm. If you were to cut on the other direction as well. What I might do later on is actually separate this whole face and mirror it across to reproduce the pattern. But I just want to check what this looks like if I do it like this instead. So I center it like this and scale it in this case in Z. Oh, that's weird. Check it out a bit. So this area here is going to be very, very tight if we go with this dimension. We want something that's basically what we want is this. Here. That means if I do it like that, I don't get this distance, so it probably needs to be pushed a little bit more. The question is, this doesn't look quite right, does it? It doesn't really snap properly here. That's strange. Okay, that should be correct. So if we cut across here, if we move quarter an inch or something like that, and make a cut, let's see now, here for example, I'm just gonna do this to check out the look a little bit. So I get a feeling for the proportions or whatever. It's still too much, I would say. So we need to probably cut this in half again. Maybe something like that. Or if we go to 1/8 of an inch. Oh, okay, cool. 16, I guess. That looks better, I think. And we need to figure out what we're gonna do here. We're probably gonna cross over here as well. Oh shit. Yeah, Maya can be a bit of a buggy mess sometimes. I'll check this chat. Looks cool. Okay, thanks Sam. Nice to see you typing and joining. Yeah. I mean, if you have questions or thoughts or anything like that, feel free to type in the chat and stream. And I mean, you can talk to each other as well, I guess. I get kind of absorbed when I do stuff like this. So I might not be the best of hosts when it comes to chatting, because I start to think about how to do all these stuff to make it look pretty. And I'm not really used to talking this much or in English and stuff like that. Excuses, excuses. Okay, so we're starting to see something interesting here, I think. Yeah, those rabbits. This is starting to look a bit more what I'm looking for, I think. Maybe something like that. And what I could do is just use this as a vad heter det för någonting? Ruler or comparison or whatever. So I like to name stuff when I work in Maya, because I am a bit of a scatterbrain, and when I try to find stuff again later on, I want to be able to figure out what they are and what they do. But I'm quite fallible when it comes to that, unfortunately, which Ben have experienced, and I'm so sorry about that. So anyway, here we go. What I did now is I centered the... You can see these lines here, or not the lines but arrows. That's a pivot point for this geometry, and that's basically the point of origin where you manipulate objects. So since I moved it, it's gonna have an offset, and I can use this to mirror across. Whoa! Someone stepped on my grave, as Ben would say. So I do a mirror operation here, and originally it's set to, well, I have it set up to world, because usually when I model stuff, I work from the origin and work around it. But when we have big scenes like this is like 5 ships or something together in one scene, so we can swap details between these ships and work more efficiently. They can't be at the same position, so that's why I have to move the pivot and work from the object point of view instead. And I end up with a weird cutout here. That looks crazy. So what happened is that mirroring across X, which is correct, because X in Maya is the red line, but it's directed in the negative space, so it should be in the positive space instead. There we go. And if I just throw my eye on this and look a bit, this looks kind of interesting, I think. I think we can work with this. Something weird though. Yeah, that's correct. Kind of a weird stuff, weird thing. So in this case, I don't really need these lines here. Well, I do need them, but I don't need them at the current position that they are gonna be, because we are gonna cut off at this height and that height. So this angle is not gonna be used going upwards, I think. I might regret this, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. So I like to scale them to 0 basically. Then I can select these and move them to where I want them to be, which is this place here. I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm not sure if it comes through, but that's what you get when you're talking to you. Yeah, I should never try and rhyme on a stream. Ah, shit. Okay, so that's the lines for the cutout we want here. I'm gonna freeze transformations for this one so I can snap it back to where I move it from, so I can get it out of the way. And basically what's gonna happen here later on is that we're gonna cut this facet here. That face is gonna be cut here. And I might just go ahead and do that actually. So basically what we want is these faces here should be cut, I think, along this line. Ooh, wait a second. I think I've cut along the wrong line here. Or not cut, but moved. So we're gonna do an extrude that's gonna be negative and it's gonna be a chamfer. And the chamfer is a 0.3 millimeters in width. And that's from this line here, but unfortunately I've cut along the chamfer line, so I actually need to move these lines that I made earlier. These lines need to be moved 0.3 in the x direction, I think. And what I'm gonna do to make sure that it's correct, it's gonna snap to the vertex point here and move it here. And that is a bit unfortunate, because that means it's gonna be alright now that I think about it. I think we're gonna try and see how it turns out. Finish this loop here. And then we're gonna cut from the other angle, or from the other direction, on the other side, rather. Like that. Now I might need to... okay, it worked. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna do this instead. So. just gonna clean up some stuff here. Like that. And we don't need these. So I'm gonna remove them. Oh, did I mess something up here? No. So. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one here, because if I try to delete the edge with the vertex and it's open like that, it's gonna get deleted and compressed. So basically, what we want to do now, I'm just gonna do it so I can show it. Oh, sure. We're gonna select these areas here. I think it's correct. Yeah, because you see it matches up here, here, and it should be along here as well. Yep. And then we're gonna do an extrude. That does look a bit funky, but I think it might be correct. We're gonna see. Maybe not. Anyway. Extrude. Minus 0.3. And an offset of 0.3. So we're going 0.3 millimeters into the model, and we're chamfering away 0.3 millimeters, which create like a 45 angle. That's good for printing. And it does mess this line up here, quite obviously. I'm kind of curious what I made wrong though, so I'm gonna select these edges, go here and have a look-see. So weird enough, that doesn't match in height here. Oh, thanks for joining us, Brian. I don't know what you guys think about this kind of stream, but I appreciate you joining me a lot. And I mean, it's kind of weird when you have like this technical jargon for how to modeling in Maya, but I appreciate it a lot. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even realize that it was past 4 o'clock. Thanks, Shergol. It makes me very happy to hear you enjoying it. I think I need to end this stream basically and continue working on the mess that I made there, so it's proper, and try to get this module released so I can help out more with the coming Expendable campaign, which you should definitely have a look at, and I'm gonna see if I can find the link that I had earlier. Oh no, I'm messing stuff up. There we go. Copy link address. Oh, I can't. How come? If I do it like, oh man, I see. So, yeah, it passes really fast. I'm happy that people enjoy it. It seems like you do. And I guess I'll see you next week. If Ben is not completely cross with how this went, but I didn't at least cause a tinnitus echoing storm or stream. So yeah, we will make do with what we can. Okay, let's see now. Here we go. Goodbye everybody, and thanks a lot for joining the stream. Bye!